Hey guys, it's time to talk about episode 9 of HUGTTO PRECURE. This episode brought us Aisaki Emiru, one of the new HUGTTO characters. And in this episode, the girls were on a field trip, and I didn't really understand. I don't think there was much context. Were they there with their school, or were they just on a day off, just having some fun? I didn't really understand that. But anyway, the three girls, together with Hugton and Harry, they went on this field trip and they met Kotori's class. So Kotori was there with her classmates, and one of her classmates is Aisaki Emiru. Aisaki Emiru is a very over the top girl. I think that she is always wary of her surroundings and everything that can go bad in everything that she does or her class does in her life. So it feels like she is always nitpicking over everything and she's always ready for the worst. She always tries to prepare for the worst. And that's an interesting trait. I don't remember a pessimistic character in Purikura before. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it, so I don't really know if there is one. There probably are some side characters that are like that. But anyway, before going on, I just want to say that if you're not following the spoilers of HUGTTO, then that's fine. I'm not going to spoil anything on this video, but I'm gonna give like a warning when I'm talking about spoilers. So I'm going to try to keep this video like spoiler free until like later on. Anyways, this episode for me was very cute. It was very simple, and the premise of it, it kind of ended up being very funny. The way the way Emiru acts and the way that she deals with everything is very exaggerated. It's very different from what I was expecting, and it's kind of like a funny trait of personality when we see that in a character like that. But when you're actually dealing with someone like that, it's kind of hard. You know, Kotori said something like, I can't deal with two people like that in my life, because she deals with Emiru and she also deals with Hana. Both of them are very passionate about everything, so for Kotori, that was a hard thing. But I think that both of them, they actually ended up connecting very well. And I liked the way they ended up connecting in the later part of the episode because of Hugton. And it also showed her amazing voice. So I really liked seeing her sing, and I really liked how she used that ability of hers, you know, to calm Hugton. And she was very calm at that time. She knew how to deal with the situation in a very nice way, and I really liked that. And so Emiru is a very cute girl with very cute clothes. She has a very cute style, but I think that I don't really see in her someone who is very passionate about singing yet. But I think that after being praised in this episode, she's probably gonna, you know, she's probably gonna believe in herself a little more, and she's probably gonna open up a little more. Maybe this is like a dream of hers, you know? And also, I think that one of the most interesting things about this episode was, again, Papuru. Papuru was in her day off. Actually, she was not working in this episode, but she was there. She was there at the same place with as the girls, and she was just trying to relax. She was just trying to have a good time, but she was wearing that diva attire. But I think that in the end, it just goes to show how diva she is and how, you know, she would never stop being a diva no matter where she goes. Or it was just the animators being lazy. But anyway, I like the first option better. So obviously Papuru being there was a plus for me, and she is probably being the most interesting thing of the season for me. I love her so much, you guys have no idea. And anyway, moving on, the cure section of this episode was very fast. It was interesting because it was like an interesting choreographed battle, even though it was very short, because the Cures were able to use their powers in different ways. I loved Heartfeather and Heartstar. In the end, Curiel was able to defeat the monster, but I think that the most important thing about the Cure portion of this episode was Emiru watching the girls and seeing them as heroes. You know, we could see her eyes sparkling, and we could see how how she was enchanted by that. And that's a very interesting thing for a character like her that's always wary about everything, because they're battling, they're using powers. I mean, she would probably be very cautious, but I liked that at that moment she dropped her guard a little bit, and I really enjoyed that. Another thing to notice about this episode is Homare. Homare is like the commentator. She's like commenting everything that's going on, and I really like seeing that because she's very smart. So the comments that she makes is like someone that's outside of the show watching the show, you know? And that was basically her role in this episode. Her role in this episode was basically commenting on everything that was going on. And I really liked that. I really liked it. It matches her personality and it matches her smartass, the smartass way that she deals with everything. And I really liked that. I really did. And so, interesting. And so now, if you're not following the spoilers, if you don't want to be spoiled for HUGTTO, thanks so much for watching. But now let's talk about spoilers a little bit. So anyways, we know Emiru is going to be a future cure, and she's going to be the red cure of the season, Cure Machiri. Cure Machiri is an idol who sings, it's a cure who sings. So yes, we've seen that in this episode. We've also seen Lulu dancing when she summons a monster. So we've seen both things that we know about Machiri and Amur so far. And I don't know, but I felt like Emiru was introduced as a side character. We've seen lots of side characters in Precure in general, and we know that when a side character appears, there's an episode focused on them, especially in seasons like Heartcatch. There is an episode focused on them, there is something about those characters that make it interesting for that episode, and then this character is forgotten. We don't see them a lot. We might see them in backgrounds or, you know, one-liners in the future, but usually it stops there. With her, I think it's different because she was introduced as a side character, and I think, I don't know, but I think Toei wants to surprise the audience by introducing her as a cure later on. I don't know, this is just a theory, but I really think that Toei wants to introduce and wants to surprise us when she becomes a cure later on in the series. So I believe that she's gonna become a cure like in episode 22, 24, like we always have in Precure, those cures that appear mid-season. And yes, that was it for episode 9. Next week we have episode 10, and I think that next week it's gonna be a lot of drama. First, I'm very worried about Papuru's future because she was having an argument with that blue villain, and that blue villain, we know he's like a boss, and she was having like an argument with him, and I am really scared for Papuru's future. And there's also going to be lots of drama concerning Hana, and probably next episode she is going to awaken her new Mirai crystal. The girls have awakened theirs already, and Hana still needs to awaken hers. And I think it's probably going to be next episode. For the preview, we've seen Hana was suffering a lot, and it has to do with her ability to cheer people on. I think she's gonna start doubting herself a little bit because of what she heard from that skater guy that I forgot the name in episode 8, and Emiru talked to her. She said something to her about you know, cheering people on. So I think, I don't know, but I think that those things will get to her in next episode, and she's gonna start thinking about this thing that she always does. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye!